Okay, just recording this video about 12:40 Chicago time, and it's just a little bit of a summary of the day trades that I took today. You can watch the rest of this video and kind of see the day trades in real time with my thinking as I'm kind of going through those trades if you're interested. But after we had a very strong day yesterday, we're always going to get a quieter day after that, and so kind of playing the ranges is the way to go. Usually what I like to look for is end of trend warning signals in the 500 tip bar chart coinciding with cyclical turning points on the 4500 tip bar charts. If I get those with some nice kind of flush signals or volume signals on better momentum, those usually end up really good. To be honest, the first couple of hours today was really slow, and I was lucky to take two good trades and get out with my 5 points, so that was nice. The first trade was a short trade. We kind of came back into 11.58 after about the first hour of trade. Professionals kind of coming in here, bearish divergence. You can see we had our exhaustion buying on the 1500 tip bar chart, and it was kind of coming off. I would have liked to have seen more professional bars up here to signal that they were really looking at this as a top, as a way to get take profits and go short. But anyway, took a short here at 57.25 and got out as soon as we got this next kind of professional bar with a cyclical turning point. Ended up being a bullish divergence. That was kind of a nice exit for 2.25 points on the downside here. And then we kind of had to sit through a little bit of volatility, and there was another opportunity. We were kind of coming back in again, not looking. I was looking for a kind of trend move, but when you see the professionals, kind of the first time we came into 55.54, professionals kind of down here. The second time we came in, the third time we kind of came in, and then later on during this trade, the professionals kind of came in again, holding this 54.55 level. And when we kind of broke just slightly to new lows at each time here, kind of got a few kind of stops run and so on, and then the market kind of started to take off. So a little bit early on this trade, going long at 55, had to sit through this kind of garbage here, but eventually when we kind of came down and retested here with this professional bar, took off to the upside and broke into a little bit of a nice little runner there at least. So that was nice, and I was fortunate to get out at 57.75, right up here at the highs, for 2.75 points here. So for a total for 5 days on those two trades. And that, I thought this might actually run a little bit harder, but it was exhaustion buying at this point. See all the professional blue bars. It was a cyclical turning point on the 1500, the 500, and ended up being a cyclical turning point on the 4500 tip bar chart. And actually from there, that was actually a really nice trade, kind of to go short into a much kind of longer move on the downside. So not expecting huge kind of ranges or trades today. Best to be kind of in and out at kind of significant turning points in the market, and just take your profits and be done. So that's how it worked out for me. Didn't like my trading today, took too long about it, just the way the market kind of worked out, but who can complain? 2 trades, 5 points, so I was done in the first couple of hours. So hope your trading is going well, and as I said, the gory detail of those trades kind of follows in this video if you're interested. Just looking for an entry to go short. Kind of got an end of trend warning signal on the 4500 tip bar chart, and this is second cyclical turn after this end of trend warning signal here. We've had kind of exhaustion buying on this time frame, and this last kind of up move on the 1500 tip bar chart, you can see, was being led by the amateurs on the upside here. And what I'd love to see is a professional bar kind of come in here at this and make a kind of double top, and then kind of break to the downside. Doesn't look we're going to get that kind of a pattern, so let's see where this goes. We're certainly seeing kind of some kind of exhaustion activity on the 500 tip bar chart. We've got a series of flush signals here, so really we're just waiting for a professional bar on the 1500 tip bar chart to give me a sense of when they're starting to play. Okay, just a couple of minutes later, we just had professional bars kind of come up with the 500 and the 1500 tip bar chart, kind of testing previous highs for the day. The entry to go short would be on a break at the low, so at 11.57.25. But this is kind of continuing to kind of move on up. We've got on the 500 tip bar chart, kind of exhaustion flush signals here, some bearish divergence signals, another professional blue bar at the highs here. but in terms of cyclical turning points, this is an important one. We either make this kind of like a double top and turn and roll over, or else we're going to break to the upside. So we'll just wait and see. Okay, we're finally in 11:57.25. Just checking my stops and targets. Must admit I don't particularly like this trade. Not enough kind of professional bars up here at this turning point to really signal a lot of professional activity and a kind of conviction that there's a they're profit taking and there's a change in trend kind of happening. What is going for it is that we've had a whole series of flush signals on the 500 tip bar chart. You can see with bearish divergence signals, each time we've come back up to 58, it has just kind of flushed out those buyers at those highs. So that's what's good about the trade, that I like that, but not enough professional bars on the 1500 and the 4500 tip bar chart here. But what I'm hoping is this is a double top at this turning point, cyclical turning point on the 4500 tip bar chart, and that the kind of the logical place to go, we might have broken into a downtrend here on the 500 tip bar chart. Again, professional bars kind of coming in here. That either means that they're picking up, and you can see on the 1500 tip bar chart here, they're either kind of picking up these lows, buying these lows, and then we'll know break above to this kind of level to get out, or they're getting on board and going short, and that's the start of a downtrend. In which case, if we break into a downtrend here, a nice place to get out. It's an end of trend warning signal on the 500 tip bar chart. Anything that coincides with the cyclical turn on the 4500 tip bar chart. The danger is that I'm going to get out too early when I see a cyclical cross on the 1500 tip bar chart. So anyway, let's see where this goes. Okay, I just came out at 55. The reason for coming out at 55 was the day's low was 54.75, and as soon as we kind of hit that level, we had a little professional bar kind of come in, and we're just going to bound to see a little bit of here's a professional bar on the 1500 tip bar chart here. So we're bound to see a little bit of buying come in at a significant point like that, the day's low kind of previously. And so here we go, this little bit of strength kind of coming in, the first professional bar that we really saw after these kind of bars kind of helping on the breakdown. So that's a logical place, since it was starting to move in our favor nicely. Not unhappy with the trade, but I'd rather be out with, what is that, 2.25 points, and not having to sit through this retracement here. A bunch of bullish divergence signals on 500 tip bar chart, but no exhaustion selling. We got quite far down in terms of kind of the extreme amount of selling that we'd seen just recently. So let's see. I mean, this move will go. We'll have a cyclical turn on this time frame here. Whether that's kind of a holding place for this trade, or whether we keep on going to a cyclical turn on the 4500 tip bar chart, we'll have to just wait and see. Okay, again a few minutes later, and kind of we're lining up for another type of opportunity actually to potentially go long here. So we had our pullback and a downtrend signal on the 500 tip bar chart. You can see here pullback there, bearish divergence. We had a bit of exhaustion buying at this point. It's kind of turned around. Now I've not kind of gone short because didn't see any professional kind of blue bars on this retrace, and this retrace was being led by the amateurs. Now looks like there's a point in there, 1.5, maybe a couple of points, but what we're doing is we're coming back down to test 55, and what I'm going to look for is if we see a professional bar come up on the 1500 tip bar chart at the lows, and then if we get some kind of, here we go, so there's a professional bar on the 500. This is going to shortly signal an end of trend warning signal here. Another professional bar. There we go. Now kind of break to new lows at 54.50. Now at this point, professional is kind of active just here on the break. At this previous low, do the professionals kind of come in and buy these lows? Force this, make this. In terms of the selling here that's happening is relatively weak. And they're trying to, kind of just force people out into, running of stops, all this kind of stuff, and amateurs thinking we're going to break to new lows for the day. So here we go. This is going to form an end of trend warning signal here. Bang, there we go. That coincides now with a cyclical turn on the 4500 tip bar chart.